Now that's a song. Hello, I'm Zeospantera, and we're here with kit speakers. And I know what you're thinking, Zeos, are you going to put together the kit? Well, no. In fact, I'm going to show you the kit in a second, because it's upstairs, splayed out on my kitchen counter. But these in that finish were sent to me completed so that I could actually, get things done before the end of time. I have built one set of kit speakers. These are the Swan DIY 3.1s. And I do love them. I love them very much. But I have the self-powered equivalent of these on my shelf over there, and they're better because they're self-powered and they have DSP corrections, and the finish is not MDF because I'm not responsible for it. So I love these speakers, and I recommend these speakers, especially for a kit to put together with the mid-range and everything. But they're currently my back channels. I would never set these CSS. Let me get the actual model number because it's a series of, hold on, it is the 1TD-X Criton. Yes. So here's the deal. Put together, we get the prices and everything done first. Put together completely, $2,349. And you have two finish options, gray ash or American walnut, which is not what this is. This is a custom cover. So if you were to buy these complete, you don't like glue, you're allergic to glue, you're going to be spending $2,300 to, with this finish, I don't know, $2,500, $2,600. I'm actually guessing. But now offering custom veneers, contact them. So this is obviously a custom veneer set. We have to take the covers off because, I told you one price. I got to tell you the other price. So yeah, okay, $2,300 for a pair of speakers. Zeos, that's not my price range. Wait. Okay. As low as $934. So you have a couple options. You could actually have no flat pack cabinets where it's just the drivers. That's $774. That's Dayton crossovers and just the raw drivers and all the stuff you need to build the speakers. That's if you are if you are going to build your own speaker boxes, you have the wood shop to do that, and you can cut the holes, fine. If you can't, you need MDF boxes, which is what I have upstairs, $934. So it goes up to $900. It's under $1,000 with the boxes and the Dayton crossovers. However, if you want not MDF, you want Baltic birch flat pack cabinets, $1,024. So now, and that's probably the best deal because the birch wood is better than MDF. I mean, it could be. It's going to be a tonal difference. These, I don't actually know what they are. I have to cut them open and see what the hell. Cut me open, count my rings. However, here's where the real upgrade comes, and I'm going to recommend this upgrade if you're looking at this stuff. Even if you go back to the MDF cabinets of $934. See the little Dayton crossovers? You see the little Dayton crossovers? Don't. Superior high-end parts, $400 upgrade. We're going to go look at that box, in fact, right now. So, MDF cabinets, if you don't want to go birch, with the high-end crossovers, and you could also apparently add a center channel for $500, a matching center, which, honestly, I'm kind of interested in, $1,300. So now, what I've got here, $2,349, and this doesn't actually specify whether it's no, it does have the better components, the better crossover. So, everything built to $2,400. Or $1,300. You could save $1,000. You could save $1,000. And all right, should I even recommend this speaker? Zeos, should I buy this speaker? What are you doing? It's Evil Dead 3, and I can't play a lot of music, and I really am sad. And people are like, just get copyright-free music, Zeos. I don't trust it. Because there's so many songs that have been copyright-free forever, and then what happens is the person who makes them copyright-free and uploads them waits until 1 million people have them on their YouTube videos, and then goes, now it's copyrighted. And then all those videos get demonetized, and he gets all the money from them. People are dicks. Perfect. Man of Steel. Oh, all right. We are currently, by the way, powering this off of the Star Crimson Ultra from Orchard Audio that I have down there, because actually where I heard these speakers for the first time was at the Orchard Audio showroom, which used to be in Rockaway, New Jersey. He had to give that up because he didn't have enough people doing private demos, and it was basically a pizza party every month, which was fan-fucking-tastic, because I got to hang out with a bunch of people who are actual audiophiles who understand how good Orchard is or want to, and it was fantastic. And he got these speakers because he does shows down in Florida, and they were sharing a room, and they were like, hey, we can send you a pair. So I'm going to take off these ugly grills, because this is my biggest complaint. We'll look at these in total upstairs in a second when we go look at the kit. So Star Crimson Ultra coming off the DX9. We got 13 dB of headroom there. These speakers, probably talk about the sound. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause this video. We're going to go upstairs, and while I'm looking at the kit, we'll discuss how the fuck they sound, because... Best girl, best show. In fact, you should have seen my little mini review of that when I did the DAC thing, if you didn't see Girls Last Tour. Anyway, here is the kit, and it comes in one box, and when they shipped me the speakers in the kit, the speakers were two separate boxes weighing like 35 pounds each. Want to go out? I know, Drake. Come on. Come on. I know I promised you out. All right, go. Try not to eat too many things, all right? You're a star, baby. You're a star. You tell him. Don't let nobody give you shit. That's his normal thing. That is not like just, oh, his brother died thing. That's just him. He's just, he's not in pain. He's not dying. That's just him. Drake is a screamer. Anyway, so the box was like 73 pounds. That little box. So when I picked it up, it was kind of like picking up a cube of tungsten, where it's like, oh God, why are you so heavy? Because everything is dense. These are the MDF cabinets. By the way, this may end up in the yard sale. I'm going to message CSS and see if they were like, hey, you know, I don't have any intention on building a second set of these, but I got a flat pack box, and as fucking annoying as it will be to ship that, maybe one of you might be the lucky winner. So the reason I splayed this all out is not to show you packages of MDF, which, look, everything's cut, everything's machined. It's literally going to glue together. The finish is the hardest part, the actual finish where you make the box not look like MDF, and whatever you're going to do to modify these grills. Because the grills are the... We'll discuss it more in the basement, actually, because here's the grill stuff. There's the material, there's the liner, they got a groove cut in here, you put it on like a screen, like you put a regular screen if you ever change that out. Here's all the wiring you need for the internal structure. You haven't seen the back of the speaker yet. It's just some 5-ways binding posts coming through. The drivers are individually packed really well in these boxes. Oh, they got a nice cage. There's a heavy-ass magnet. I can tell this is why it's kicking so much ass downstairs. Like, oh, look, it's just a speaker. And then you go to the back, and it's like, oh, that is a nice speaker. Yeah, CSS 8 ohm. The 38220702. Oh, man, that's my favorite. You get two of those. Over here, we get the two. Another heavy magnet. The LD25X soft dome tweeter and the little bit of a waveguide. Pack. All this stuff comes with... Don't know why this... Maybe this is just there for... Because I know those are supposed to go in the speaker, but there's a third one. There's only one of... So my thought process is maybe this is just actual stuffing for the thing. But we're not here for any of this or the bracing. We're here for these, which if you get the Dayton crossovers, remember the Dayton crossovers are pretty much free. What you're paying for, and you pay that extra $400, this is the no joke crossover component stuff. This is not crossover stuff that you get when you order regular speakers. This is the sort of shit that enthusiasts, every time that you find an enthusiast who has built a kit speaker, they will say these are always better than pre-built speakers. Because, okay, it's MDF and you could do any bracing you want. You could pick different drivers. But it's because most companies, most of the lower end companies, like if you've got a Polk or even a Klipsch, they're not blowing this sort of money on a crossover. These are Janssen Audio Superior Z caps, and my name is Z, so I love Z caps. And the font and like all the individual little cross caps and stuff are all handmade. None of this shit is off the shelf. And look at the size of these components. All right, here's a 0.3 milli mH. What the hell is that? That's not ohms. So yeah, when you're paying for this, if you're going to build this speaker or buy it, you make damn sure you've got this, because this makes so much difference. I haven't done a crossover swap since the Mica MB42s, not even the X's, the original MB42s. Mica came out with an upgraded crossover, and it was like, that was the first time I've ever heard of that. In fact, it might still be the first time I've ever heard of that. And the amount of difference it made was astonishing. Going from, well, that in that case, no crossover, to a crossover. But there's also like just the tweakability of this. That was one of the things that I would have fixed in those Swan DIYs, is the crossover let the treble bleed a little bit too much. Like, I wish the treble was like reduced. And I know people who put together that kit and just put like a different level resistor on it. So all of this, you'd have to basically pop through the holes where it's designed to go, which is very nicely labeled, actually. And these are not 3D printed. These are injection molded mounts for your crossovers. So, I mean, it's basically like if you've ever put together Legos. The box is easy enough. Glue, you get a couple of those straps with the things, or clamps, 1,000,000 clamps, and you get the box built. Actually, I just had an idea. What if I glued the box together, put it in a plastic bag, and then submerged it in water so that the pressure of the water pushed it together from all sides? Has that ever been done? I feel like that's a lot of extra work, but I think it would be cool. Blow the money on this. This box weighs like 6 pounds. And this is the heart of these speakers, because we're going to go assess the looks, and we're going to go talk about, it's just a 6.5 and a little tweeter. It's a two-way. It's not even that complicated, but holy shit, the sound. This is Deadmau5 Ira OV Galal remix. I don't know. Here's the drop, track 10. Yes. These speakers, when I heard them at Orchard Audio, they were intriguing. I wasn't sold on them. Leo tends to play things a little bit quieter when he's doing demos, and there's other people, and you got to be respectful of the building. And I don't have to be respectful of jack shit. I'm sorry, I do have to be respectful of Jack and shit, and Jack left town. So we get to just hammer these. And I burned them in. I broke in the speakers. I do believe driver breaking this thing, and they're certainly new. So I put them against each other on the floor, almost kissing, and then I reversed the phase on one side, and then I play pink noise or music. It's better if you do pink noise if you're going to do that sort of break-in. And just let them run for 3-4 days. Actually, I did that not with the Orchard amp. I did that with the Galleon amp, and it just sat there like not even giving a shit. And after I did the break-in on them, and after I put them back on the stands because I had done an initial listening, I was shocked at how much ass these things can squeeze out to kick. The ass-to-kick ratio is insane. It's just a two-way. Like, I love some two-ways. I love me a three-way, too. I love me a four-way sometimes if the mood is right. But, woo! These kind of... All right, the best way I could describe these, because my brain is always about words. What words? What word is Zeos going to say? Imagine a studio monitor that is crisp and accurate, but also a little drunk. Just maybe a little high. I don't know. It's like, I want to be this perfect... Imagine like a collegiate a collegiate scholar who's just a little tipsy, and he's just ranting on and on about how his father didn't love him, and that's these speakers. They come across as this like perfectly engineered box, but then you put the music you want to hear through it, and it goes fucking haywire. Let's see what I can get out of this Muse track. Yeah, they basically transform into whatever music genre you're into at that particular moment. They play perfectly. They've got the bass. For the love of... Actually, this is epic score. I get to play this. That is so loud. Like, that is home theater levels, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And this subwoofer's not on. I can integrate this subwoofer in if I needed to, like with smaller speakers or just like, ooh, balance it. Don't need it. Especially at these volumes. And I am at the maximum volume I think you could play these. And it just doesn't care. Do I even need to talk? Should I just shut up and play epic score over and over again? Because... All right, we gotta look at the port. The port is a straight port. I haven't heard any chuffing issues with it. Usually you flare a port to keep it from going, but I think it only moves enough air through this port if you're fucking hammering, which I am usually doing too loud to hear the port noise. The back plate doesn't exist. It's just two holes. You put the things through it. You hook it up. These are Periapt cables. I'll link to Periapt, even though Periapt doesn't seem to be selling cables right now. I'm going to mention that every time I talk about it because I really want to know what's going on. I've got to check my emails. Maybe they emailed me and because I don't have the text chain anymore. All right. They're kick-ass speakers. I want all the things. I want all the things. Her ass. That's Nerd. She Wants to Make Love Justice remix. We'll jump to the middle of that. Yeah, these are like mid-forward, vocal forwards. Like, if you need to hear what someone's saying in a thing, you put these speakers here. And I had them up against the wall, and then I moved them out, and then I moved them closer. And it's like, you know what? This is how a normal speaker would be set up. You'd be a little bit away from the wall. You'd be a little bit angled. They're good height. These are monoprice stands. I'll link to these. Although, honestly, if you're a baller, you would... get custom ones made like this, or order like a super nice veneer, and then re-veneer your speaker stands to match, because you're that sort of asshole. These might be the loudest two-way. That's the thing. Like, I mean, I got 13 dB more to go before I max out that, and that's only 250 watts a channel only. But it's Orchard Audio, 250 watts of channel 8 ohms, 500 watts into 4 ohms. Actually, I don't know the impedance of these. Let's see if we can find that in 7 seconds. Then we're going to talk about the looks. So yeah, basically the kit you saw upstairs, MDF with the upgraded crossovers, $1,300. You put them together yourself. If you can handle putting together the crossover, because that's the hardest part, is that, you got to actually wire the things in the right order and orientation. I'm sure the instructions are fucking fantastic. We're looking at 8 ohms. These are 8 ohms. So they actually are 8 ohms. Perfect. That means they're easy to drive. That means you just get all the power. I think look, I do a lot of expensive shit in this channel, and I try to keep myself as humble as possible. That is a real thing. If you're working towards like, hey, I'm an audiophile, I just got into the hobby, or you've been doing this for a few years and you can't afford multi-$1,000 speakers, buy these. Even if you buy them with the Dayton crossover, I'm sure they'll sell you the upgraded kit later, because then you could at least get for under $1,000. You can get this going for $900. And then if you just want to upgrade the crossover later, and I'm going to guarantee you the crossover makes a huge fucking difference. But you can get this, which could be your end game. If you are a standard human who has only ever had consumer grade fucking garbage speakers or sound bars, this is like fucking Mecca for you. This could be it. This could be it for me. I mean, I have those. Those are my favorite speakers. Korean, and they're $6,000, and I got them on a good deal. I got those speakers for about as much as these cost built. Otherwise, I would have been like still dreaming about those speakers. But these would easily overtake anyone's like, you know what? I really want nice speakers, but I can't afford them. If you save up for 3-4 months and you can put $1,300 in your pocket and you're willing to do the build. I mean, fuck. I kept these as... Why is that covered by a thing? I kept these as MDF because I didn't give a shit. So let's talk about the actual look now. It's affecting my surround sound. Don't do that. Don't do that. These next, by the way. SCS is like, oh yeah, these. They're just boxes. They're just boxes. And while this is a really nice finish, it's a really nice finish, which kind of looks a little bit like some sort of Minecraft flesh, but it's still just a box. You have the ability, if you're building the kit, I mean, you have the ability if you're buying them too, because routers exist and there's no law against it, to like, if you want to route the edges to make it look a little different. And my biggest complaint are these. I am a huge proponent of people need to make the grills fucking nicer. Like this clip setup. Fine, it's a big fucking grill. No one needs to see what's behind it. But you can kind of see what's behind it. I have a... This ruins it. It ruins it. And there's the thing, though. It's magnetic. It's flush mount magnets. You don't even see the thing. So there was effort put into the actual integration of this. But what I want to see, and no one fucking does this, is a grill like these Swans have, where it is see-through. It's still a mesh, still fabric. It's an interesting shape. And then you put that there. Look. So what you've got now, see, if you're going to build the kit, is there's no one saying you have to use the shit that comes with it to be the grills. You'd have to probably figure out where the magnets are using another magnet. Let's see if I can just suss this out. Oh, there's one. Wow, that is dude, that is fucking strong. And then it fell on the floor. It's fine. I got another set upstairs. But imagine if you just... And here's the thing. 3D printers exist. You know exactly the dimensions. This, you measure it. You make a loop. You do an interesting shape. You add some inlays here with gold. And you do like... That's a $4,000 speaker. That... Not a $4,000 speaker. That, though, more companies need to start doing this shit. I actually went to spandexworld.com and started buying materials that are just like, I wouldn't use spandex, so to speak, for this sort of job because spandex stretches. This doesn't stretch. This is like a net. The whole point of these, you have two choices. Either, well, my speakers are so ugly, so I just want to cover them. Or I have a child and he's a dick or she's a dick and she's just gonna pokey. So you put these on there as a protective measure. This will work as a protective measure. Spandex will not. But this is a downgrade to the looks. Now, most people are just going to be like, well, Zeos, I'm not going to put a grill on at all. But here's the thing. Without a grill, they're kind of a box with drivers in it. Despite how great they sound, that is an unimpressive look. No matter what material they made this out of, it would still be a cube. All right? Now, I'm sure they could have made the kit much more complicated and all the, like those fucking swans with the extra things inside and the angle on the roof, which is just so dusty. But Swan is a huge company. It has factories all over China making this stuff for them. So they can afford... Oh, by the way, no, this is not that one. But you can see the same lineage. Like, if you're going to make a crazy box with angled, huge rolled curves in the front and rear, then, you know, you don't need to have a grill necessarily. But that needs something. You're going to have to take your... You buy the kit, you're building yourself, you get your own... like crayon to basically fill in what you want to do. What do you want to do? You want to get some steel plates cut for the side and just add them on for no reason. I am perfectly fine with people doing the, how do I describe this while offending as many Honda owners as possible? the AutoZone Honda parking lot mods to make a speaker look good, as long as you're not fucking with the sound. Because this is a function well over form. It is a functional box. It is the correct proper volume. It has a port on the back. It has no plate. Done. You could easily go get a piece of metal and inscribe CSS Criton, TXR1X, whatever fuck, and then just put it here and then put those through it, although it could have to be non-ferrous because you don't want it grounding out between. You understand. Dress these up. If you dress these up, they'll be the prettiest thing at the ball. Hell, if you really want to go nuts and you're a woodworker, you build a speaker stand that is just literally the exact same dimensions all the way to the floor. Use the whole books on it or something. You go nuts. Go nuts. If the tops had, like, I don't think you could cut enough of an angle off the side of this to add like other panels, but God, I want these to just be more striking because they sound way better than they should. And that's the thing. That's the ratio. That's the people who build kit speakers who are like, oh, just build them yourself. Build them. You get so much more for your money when you build them. That has become less nowadays. There's too many companies making too many speakers with too many levels of quality. And like JBL is going to beat you every fucking time for price for their parts, but they're not using those huge crossover components. That's the one area where if you're not getting into like Bucart, you're not getting like, because you ever see this, the crossovers for these old Bucart 300s is like that long and 37 components, which is why they're impossible to drive. But if you're not getting into that level, because you're spending $2,000, $3,000. If you want that sort of sound for less, you've got to build it yourself. There's just like there's a weighty pungency to the sound out of these speakers. It's like they know they're limited by only having 2 drivers and they just force the sound. Granted, best amplifier ever on earth, hands down. But I did also have these on that Galleon, and the Galleon almost warmed them up too much. Like right now they're peak. I always consider everything on that at Star Crimson Ultra to be peak. And so this is their peak level. I can taste his guitar. I can taste the thickness of the strings. That's what we mean when we say weight. When someone says, "Oh, the music has a lot of weight," it's got thickness. It's a thing that's almost impossible to describe besides doing the weird shit I'm saying. Ooh, Bile Reject, but it's so clean and clear. The Mortal Kombat soundtrack. Like there was hissing in a song I was listening to on these, and I thought something was very wrong until I paused the music. I went, oh no, someone fucked up in the mixing room. That's why I mentioned studio monitors before, because that's the sort of detail retrieval and shit you'd only usually get when you're listening to, calibrated mastering shit. It'd be like, hey, by the way, your mix sucks. But at the same time, nothing sounds bad on these speakers. There's some speakers that specifically like the Fluids, which are studio monitors, that you don't enjoy your music on it. Because this is just, here's what you got, and it's all level and even and harmonious. Do you like it? And it's like, not really. Well, then you find another song, and then you like it. These I haven't... My nappy afro. My nappy afro. Afro Samurai 2 soundtrack. Come on. Like a dream. There's good depth too. Like, I don't know if that is also to blame from the DAC, because I had the whole DAC thing with the near field. Yeah, these are a yes. These are a fucking yes. Even if you buy them pre-made, if you got the money, you don't have the time or the space to put together speakers, I highly recommend these at $2,300. And if I'm saying that, you could bet your sweet behind, wallpaper reference, that I am recommending them at $1,300 build the kit. And if you can't afford the fucking high-end crossovers, I'm willing to take the risk that they're still going to sound pretty goddamn good with the Dayton crossovers. Not as good, but remember, you could always upgrade the crossovers. You know what? You know what the weirdest fucking brain click that just happened is? These are Fluance SX6s. Who remembers those? I still have one Fluance SX6. Oh my God, I'm having a fucking flashback. Fluance SX6 was the only thing to beat the Mica MB42 back in the day. I'm talking about the day. I'm talking about 2016, 2017. And they were just a big ugly box that had a little platform that I recommended people take off because it was dumb. And I think there were a 5 1/4 and a tweeter, and that was it. But it was a huge box. It was this little two-way with a huge box. And they did all the bass, and they were soft and warm, and they were lovely. And this feels like the direct upgrade. Granted, I think those weren't even $200 a pair. This is like the 10x multiplier upgrade to those, where they're this huge box that's very kind of plain Jane looking, but fuck me, the warm, smooth sounds that come out of it. The warm, smooth, accurate sounds. We're back at Epic Score, by the way. So let's see, what do I got? I really should learn all of these. How about Dirty Water from Epic Score? Actually, you know what I like to play? I like playing Mark. Let's put some Mark on. Been there before we end this. Mark Ribale. Oh, yeah. We'll do that one. We're skipping ahead.
See what the problem is.
If you haven't I'm going to see Mark in November in Philly, so see you there. I forget if it's Saturday or Sunday. Wait. That's the most ominous phone ring I've ever heard. Skipping ahead.
Oh.
What up, Mark? You're sitting here.
All right, he's actually just having a phone conversation. Yeah, these are sex. These are love-making speakers, man. Look at that fucking, like... If that isn't inspiring you to bang... These inspire you to bang. There you go. Find a fucking another reviewer on the entire internet, whether written or video, who will tell you a speaker is a bang inspirable. Of course, Mark probably does that too, but it's like, God, I want to drink. This is from Mark Ribier's Big Sunday live stream. I just ripped all a bunch of YouTube streams of his, like the audio out of them. Just because I need an hour and a half of just, he's so good. Please go support Mark Ribier. And hopefully he doesn't copyright strike this video. Because, I mean, he did these live. These are all, like, unplanned. This isn't like a song you could look up. It's just this particular timeline, 24 minutes and 56 seconds into his Big Sunday live stream. He just put this fucking groove out. And that's why I love Mark. Let's see if he starts singing in it. Ah!
Oh, baby. You and me, baby.
Buy these and listen to Mark. I think this review is done.
Put your hand on me. And I died.
I lost my remote. Patreon unsubscribe star support this channel. You can go support Mark directly. You can support CSS by buying their speakers. $5 a month supports me. See reviews early. Participate in yard sales. Sound demos are coming back. I swear. They're lossless and they're available online, but they're not on YouTube. And I've just been way behind. God, this is such a vibe. This whole system. Q&A. $10 a month. Talk to me directly. You get into the Lifetime Swap Meet channel. All right, you all go listen to Mark Ribier, Big Sunday live stream. And look at these speakers, and I will fucking see you later, baby.